Good morning, everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed the M3 GTR update last time. Now, I gotta work on driver's license stuff, but first I need to plug you guys in, because you're a little low on battery. Plugging you into life support now. Okay, so I will switch you guys to 60 FPS here, and we're gonna work on some CDL stuff, but I guess I should tell you guys a story first. So, as you guys may or may not know, back in April of 2024, this year, I crashed my semi-truck. That's had a huge butterfly effect on my life. Everything has been falling apart since then, pretty much. Everything has just been turmoil after turmoil. Alright, so obviously, I'm not a truck driver right now. I don't have a CDL right now. For a long period of time, I didn't even have a driver's license. I had to go and get tested by a neurologist to confirm that I didn't have a stroke, even though the ER doctor on the day of the crash, which was April 1st, by the way, it was a really bad joke.
It's a bad joke.
That I didn't have a stroke. He was already pretty sure. He was pretty sure it was just heart related. But I had to do all this testing, all this stuff, and the Secretary of State, being arbitrarian, had me do a whole bunch of stuff and wait an insane amount of time, making it very difficult to have a job, to get around, and I lost so much money on medical expenses, and it's just not been very good. I'm pretty much broke. I'm pretty destitute as it is. I have a nice house and nice cars, and I, for the most part, have pretty much nothing going on. The M3 GTR project is only able to move forward thanks to sponsorships, like substantial sponsorships. A lot of that is not my money right now, making that car possible. To be perfectly honest, I can't even afford my own house, which is a really sucky feeling for sure. I'm doing what I can about it. For one, we're moving. I'll talk more about where we're going in another video, but we can't afford our own stuff right now, so that sucks. But yeah, so Secretary of State said you need to submit a medical report that has been authenticated by medical professionals that you're safe to drive. That required me doing like months of heart monitoring, getting an echocardiogram, which is like, I think, an ultrasound of your chest, which apparently is what ultrasounds were originally invented for heart stuff. I didn't know that. Neurology stuff, putting yucky stuff in your hair and monitoring things and all that sort of stuff, and just confirming things that I kind of already knew. And I guess just I was drinking way too much caffeine to stay awake because I was working way too hard and burning myself out, and it wasn't good. And obviously if you do that for 3 years straight, 500,000 miles, it's gonna catch up to you eventually. And it did. And so now you might be thinking, I can never drive a CDL truck again, right? Well, no. I was cleared to drive. I'm good to do that, and I even checked with the Secretary of State, and they basically said that I can have my CDL back, but I have to take all the tests first, which is a little confusing, right? So I was able to take the normal driver's license test to get my normal license back. Then I got my Class C to be able to do the UPS stuff. But they also said you can get your Class A back, your full semi-truck license. I'm like, okay, what do I have to do? Do I have to go back to school? No. You just have to take the driver's test, the skills test, and the written test. Not in that order. And I go, okay, that's a little confusing, because when you think about it, I mean, thinking's a little hard for, you know, legislators and government employees. They kind of aren't allowed to think, but think for a second here. My ability to pass a road test or a driving test of any kind does not speak to my physical medical condition. Like, I could have some kind of crazy underlying condition, but I can still pass a road test if you study and you know what you're doing. Such is the nature of a test. Even more so, the condition of my heart or something else, my kidneys, does not speak to my ability to drive a vehicle. Like my knowledge, my experience, my understanding of what it takes and how to do it properly. If it were like a physical impairment that just stopped me from doing it, I could see that. But then why would I be allowed to take the test anyways? If it's something that can't impact that and it doesn't affect my knowledge and my ability, why am I being told to take the test? It just seems arbitrary to me, but it doesn't matter. At least I don't have to take school classes again. I'm still going to, I'm going to take a week-long course at 160 Academy rather than the 4-week course, because I'm ELDT exempt or whatever. It's kind of annoying though, because it's been so long since I did all of the trucking school, and I can't remember how to really drive a semi-truck stick, and I don't really have the time to get reacclimated to it. So it's gonna suck, because what's probably gonna happen is I'm going to get an automatics only restriction on my license, which I didn't have before, which is really annoying. But I've been kind of studying, and I thought I would do a fun training montage here of me studying for the CDL permit test. And then I'm going, once I take it, I'm gonna let 160 know and see if I can get started. I don't know if I need a physical copy for the classes or if it's just for the testing. I think it's just for the actual road test and stuff. So hopefully I can just get rolling here, and I can get my CDL back. But yeah, the government took my license, you guys.
Driver's license.
What driver's license?
I have my Class C right now. I want my Class A back. You know, they just don't want to help you. They don't want to help you. They really don't. It was months of not having a license and not being able to drive, go to work, have any kind of decent paying job, you know, because the CDL was my only marketable skill. And they were just like, you know, it's like, what am I expected? How do I go to work? How do I pay my medical bills? Oh, we don't care. As far as we're concerned, the path of least resistance for you is you probably should have just died in the accident.
But have you considered?
Simply passing away.
That's what we would have preferred. I mean, that's the attitude I got from pretty much everyone at the Secretary of State, because they made it abhorrently difficult. But anyways, I could complain about the government all day. And that's one thing I have learned about becoming an adult, is that just the government is just, if you want to be disappointed, just spend your time interacting with government entities and employees.
Star Wars The Phantom Menace was the most disappointing thing since my son.
It won't take long. It'll be very disappointing. Alright, let me switch you guys to 60 FPS.
The next day.
Alright, I gotta go take the CDL written test. Had to grab my passport as documentation stuff you bring. And I'll let you guys know how it goes. I'll see you guys in the next cut. I just got done editing a little bit of content for December. So, I don't have it on me, but I got my CLP. That's called a Commercial Learner's Permit. I passed all the tests. The knowledge and the air brakes and combination. And boy, was it a journey. So, let me run you through the day of me getting a commercial learner's permit, a Class A, to go to school for getting my semi-truck driver license back. So I head to good old Belleville, Illinois, to the first DMV office of the day at 10:50 in the morning. I have an appointment. All DMVs in Illinois are appointment only, no walk-ins. If you show up, and even if there's no one else there, if you don't have an appointment, they tell you to get out. So I show up for my appointment and I take the test. I pass the general knowledge, but then I fail the combination.
You failed!
And so I ask, can I retake it? And they say, well, you'll have to make another appointment. And I'm like, okay. So luckily they had appointments for today. So 30 minutes later of me just sitting around waiting, I get to sit back down at the same computer and retake the test. And I pass the combination, but then I failed the air brakes. So I'm like, okay, I'll just make another appointment and I will retake it and pass the air brakes. Well, I guess the person in charge of doing the testing stuff left, because then they had no more appointments. So I had to find another facility that could do the CDL written test. So then I went to the Bethalto DMV, 30 minutes away. Their building was under construction, so they were at a temporary location where they didn't have any testing computers, but they were still taking CDL appointments for some reason. So I show up at their building, they say, no, we can't take you for a CDL written test. You'll have to find another location. I'm like, that's what I'm trying to do. So then I go to Edwardsville, which is 17 minutes away from there. And this appointment is at 2:40 p.m. Remember when I started at 10:50? Now it's 2:40 p.m. Well, actually, I sat in the parking lot for 30-40 minutes, just kind of studying and waiting. And then I go inside, and I take the air brakes test, and I passed it. From basically 11 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, I've been dealing with the Secretary of State.
It's been 84 years.
Isn't that awesome? Ripping my hair out all day. That's why I'm wearing my hat, so I don't rip out any more of my hair. It was either that or I was going to start ripping people apart. So, I have my CLP. We're going to see when. It'll take about 10 to 14 days for me to get my hard copy of my permit. But once I have that, I'll be able to go to 160 Academy and I'll take a week-long kind of refresher course. Mainly so that I can prepare for the tests themselves, not so that I can make sure I'm a good driver, just so I can be prepared for the tests. Because I need to be able to do a pre-trip inspection demonstration. I need to do yard skills like backing, offsets, or whatever else. And then there's the road test. And also there's the fact that I don't have a truck to take the test in myself. So 160 Academy is going to be my resource for that. And then I'll have my Class A back. I'll probably have restrictions like no manuals, but that can always get fixed later, so that's not a problem. And I didn't bother with any endorsements this time around. I'll add them after the fact later. Hazmat being one of the ones I really want to get, but for now, I'm just trying to get the damn CDL back. And this time, I'm going to try to make sure I don't lose it. And if I get in another accident, I'm just going to kill all the witnesses. That's a joke. I don't know how this is going to translate as a video, but I don't know. Trying to make a comeback. I crashed my truck in April. I'm getting my CDL back. And maybe I'll get a good paying job. I don't know. I'm hoping UPS will be, you know, a good outfit to work for. But in case they aren't, I kind of doubt that. I'm just trying to get $30+ an hour at this point, really. I made, what was it? 74 cents a mile at my last job, which is about $45 an hour as long as you're driving 65 miles an hour per hour, kind of average. But that's regional, home at once a week, so I'm not doing that again. Need to find something home daily. So I've got a lot of backup plans, and we're trying to simplify things here and also alleviate some of our expenses, because even when I was doing the truck driving stuff at like 70+ cents a mile and all that, combined with YouTube making about $100 grand a year, 6 figures is not really enough before taxes to cover all of your bills. $100,000 sounds cool, but in this economy, I'm saying this from personal experience, even with a $120,000 home, if you want kids, cars, nice things, if you want to go out and buy a coffee, do you want anything? You should just stay with your parents, bro. You should just be living in your parents' basement. Making the same money I'm making, but no bills. Because it's 2024 and everything just sucks. Alright? Take it from me. $20,000 worth of toilets, HVAC stuff, furnaces, water heaters, salt things, or replacing dishwashers, or repainting stuff. I say this in the nicest way possible, but home ownership is not worth it unless if you are independently wealthy. As long as they're not sick of you, live with your parents and make lots of money and pocket it and then buy your house in cash. I think that's the way to do it, honestly. Make your only expenses a car payment, your phone bill and insurance and all that, and then pocket the rest or spend it all. I don't know. I hope you have better spending habits than me. I'm going on a tangent, but anyways, that's the video. That's where I'm at. Trying to get my license back. We'll see what the next one's about. Take it easy, everyone. I love you, and bye.